Welcome to Yoga for the Low Back and Core. If you're human, then that means you have experienced low back pain at some point or another. There are many factors as to why low back pain plagues humankind. And these factors can range anywhere from sitting too long with bad posture to getting into an unexpected car accident, or even just moving too quickly in a way that your body didn't like. Some of these causes might start slowly and develop over long periods of time, or occur suddenly as a result of a specific movement or injury. The most important thing to know is that though there are many causes of low back pain, there are also many preventative steps we can take to prevent chronic pain and future injury. As you may have guessed by the title of this class, paying attention to your core is one of these steps. In this class, we will focus on decompressing the low back, strengthening some core muscles that are often overlooked, and stretching important muscle groups in the low back and core. If you currently deal with or have dealt with low back pain in the past, then this is the class for you. Let's begin. Find a comfortable seated position. That can mean sitting on your heels, taking a cross-legged seat, or either of the two but propped up on a pillow. You want to be comfortable here. Sit up tall, relax the shoulders away from your ears, and find a subtle lift in the front of your chest. Relax the muscles in your face, relax your jaw, and take a moment to check in with yourself today. How are your energy levels? How are your stress levels? Are there any areas in your body causing you discomfort that you would like to give a little extra attention to today? And slowly shift your awareness to your breath, noticing its depth, noticing its speed. And now begin to deepen your breath. And slowly open your eyes and make your way into a wide-legged child's pose. Bring your knees as wide as your mat. Lower your forehead to the ground as you walk your hands forward. Let the torso sink in between the thighs. You get a nice little hip stretch here. Then walk both hands over to the right to open up the left side body, giving yourself a little lat stretch, but also start to notice how the low back feels in this side bend. Energetically work your left shoulder girdle a little closer to the ground to deepen the stretch. And then come back through center and walk both hands over to the left. Relax your forehead all the way down and energetically work your right shoulder girdle a little closer to the ground. Notice how this feels in the low back on this side. This is a really great pose to mildly decompress the low back if you're having any kind of back pain. And slowly come back to center and lift back up into a tabletop position. Place the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and slowly drop the belly, open the chest, look forward. Then lift the upper back, spread the shoulder blades, draw the chin to chest. Continue. Inhale, open the chest, drop the belly. Exhale, lift the upper back and spread the shoulder blades. Keep moving through this and see if you can match your movements to your breath now. If you would like to, you can close your eyes and imagine the spinal column moving in a wave-like motion. Good, last round. And then come back to tabletop and extend your left foot back, reach your right hand forward. Crunch your elbow to knee, lift the upper back. With an inhale, re-extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. One more, re-extend. Elbow to knee. And switch sides. Reach your right foot back and your left hand forward. Elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Try to keep your torso in one line. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Release back to tabletop position. And now come to stand on your knees. Bring your hands to your hips and extend your left leg long. So we're going to strengthen the QL, the Quadratus Lumborum. Cross your hands over your chest and start to lean to the right and pulse here a few rounds. We just want to engage the left side body and try to stay in one lateral line, not hinging forward or bending backwards. If you would like to take it further, extend your arms out long and try to tap your right fingers to the ground. Nice. Lift back up and we'll take the other side. Extend your right leg long, cross your arms over your body, and start to lean to the left, and then lift yourself back up using the strength of your core. Keep going at a smooth and steady rhythm. So the Quadratus Lumborum is a really low, deep muscle at the low back. And when we're doing exercises to strengthen the core, this muscle is often overlooked. So we're really trying to isolate it here. Good. And come back to center. Tap both knees down and let's lower onto the back for a little more core activation. So as you lie down, bend at your knees and stack your knees directly over your hips. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Lift the shoulders off the ground. Now focus on pressing your low back into the ground as strongly and firmly as you can. Keep lifting upwards and keep your knees stacked over your hips and try to bring a 90-degree angle between your shin bones and your femur bones. Keep lifting at the shoulder blades for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Lower your feet down. We'll prepare for bridge pose. Lift your hips off the ground and focus on tucking your tailbone under here. Keep your knees no wider than hips width distance apart, so that might mean that you have to squeeze them in a little bit. Good. Continue here. And notice your breath. Notice if you find yourself holding your breath and try to deepen it. Good. And slowly release back down. Nice. Draw your knees into your chest for a gentle low back release. Wrap your arms around your legs. You can grab a hold of opposite elbows or opposite shin bones. And just take a moment here to let the low back lengthen out after that bridge pose. This is also another really fantastic pose to practice when you're having low back pain. From here, rock yourself up into a seat and see if you can build momentum and get there without using your hands. Just a fun little challenge. And then come to standing at the back of your mat for our easy flow. Place your feet hips width distance apart. Starting at the head, roll yourself down vertebra by vertebra into a forward fold. Lower your hands to the ground, walk forward into plank pose. And then come onto the forearms for forearm plank. Shift onto the outer edge of your right foot. Reach your left hand high, coming into side plank. Slowly lower your hips and lift. Dip your hips and lift. One more. With control. Dip and lift. Nice. Lower your left forearm back down. Let's come onto the other side. Reach your right arm high or bring it at your right hip. Dip your hips and lift for 3, 2, move slowly through this. 1. Lower your right forearm back down. Tap your knees down, tap your hips down, come onto your belly. From here, lift the arms and legs, reach forward and cactus. Reach forward and cactus. Focus on squeezing your shoulder blades together. Last one, reach forward and cactus, then release to the belly. Tuck your toes under, press up into plank pose, then send the hips back, downward facing dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet, bend your knees, and vertebra by vertebra roll up to standing. Roll the shoulders back and down at the top. So that's our flow. We're going to take it 2 more times. Starting with the head, roll down. Take your time, keep the knees bent, then walk forward into plank. Lower onto your forearms. Lift your left hand off the ground, coming into side plank. Dip your hips 3 times for 3, 2, 1, switch sides. Really think about that QL strengthening exercise we did earlier. See if you can activate that here. 3, 2, and 1. Right elbow comes down. Lower onto your belly. Lift your arms, lift your legs, reach forward. Cactus, squeeze the shoulder blades. Reach forward, cactus. One more, reach forward. Cactus, lift a little more and lower to the belly. Tuck your toes under, press up into plank, and come into down dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Vertebra by vertebra, roll up to standing. Keep the knees generously bent as you do so. Roll the shoulders back and down. Rotate the palms to face forward. Stand up tall. Take a breath in. And exhale, roll back down to a fold. Inhale, walk forward into plank. Exhale, come onto your forearms. Inhale, side plank on the right side. And dip your hips for 3, 2, 1. Other side, left elbow down, right hand lifts. And dip the hips for 3, 2, and 1. Come back into your forearm plank, then lower down to the belly. Lift the legs, lift the arms, reach forward. Cactus and squeeze the shoulder blades. Reach forward, cactus. Last one, reach, cactus, and release. Tuck the toes, press up into plank, and send the hips back into down dog. Right away, walk your hands back in. Bend the knees vertebra by vertebra, roll up to standing. Roll the shoulders back and down, finding a tall stance. Take a moment here. Inhale. And exhale, let's prepare for a deep squat. Place your feet as wide as your mat, toes pointing outward at a 45-degree angle. Slowly lower down into your deep squat. Bring your arms to the insides of your knees here. Now, if your heels don't touch the ground, that is very much okay. As long as you're getting this opening in the hips and this decompression in the low back, you're good. Place your right elbow at the inside of your knee and your right hand down at the ground. Place your left hand at the back of your head and start to lift your elbow towards the ceiling. Now, you can stay right here or bring your right hand to your left ankle if that's accessible for you. Now, 5 times we'll open the chest. Look up towards the ceiling, release. Lift your left elbow, release. Lift your left elbow, stretch the left side of the low back, release. Lift, release. Last one, lift your elbow. This time, hold it here. Really look for that stretch in the low back, stretching out the QL, the Quadratus Lumborum that we talked about earlier. Nice. And slowly release. Let's switch sides. Left elbow to the inside of your left knee, right hand to the back of your head. Place your left hand on the ground or at your right ankle and lift your elbow, opening up to the right. Then release. That's 5. Open up. Release. 4. Open up. Release. 3. Keep going. 2. And last one, this time hold it here. Look for a stretch in the low back on the right hand side. Nice. And release down. From here, downward facing dog, bring the hands down. Start to send the hips up as you walk forward. Press your chest to your thighs. We're just going to stay here for a moment before we move on to our next stretches. From down dog, step your right foot in between your hands. Tap your left knee down. Inhale, rise up into low lunge. Press your right foot into the ground strongly. And as you exhale, start to lean over to the right, coming into a side bend. Now we're doing this low lunge side bend primarily to stretch the psoas muscle. We're going to get a hip flexor stretch as well, but the psoas muscle is one of the hip flexors. It's this really long, deep muscle that runs from inside the rib cage all the way down the side and into the hip girdle. And sometimes low back pain is caused by tightness in the psoas. So begin to sink into this side bend, bending to the right as far as feels comfortable to you. Good. Then slowly release. Lower both hands down and step back into down dog. We'll do the other side. Step your left foot forward in between your hands. Take your time to set up your low lunge. With an inhale, rise. And exhale, side bend to the left. Now the side bend doesn't have to be very dramatic. Just go as far as you need to go to feel a stretch through your right side body. That might even just be a few centimeters over to the left. Now, option to rest your left hand on your left thigh or place your left hand at your left hip if that's more comfortable. Check in with your breath. And with every exhale, try to release hold of tension through your right hip flexors and right side body. And slowly release. Place both hands down and step back into down dog. Take a deep breath in here. And a deep breath out. Gently tap your knees down to the ground. Coming into a seat, swing the legs forward out in front of you. Now bend your left leg, placing the left sole of your foot against your right inner thigh, letting your left knee fall out to the left. Twist to the left, bring your right hand to your left knee, reach your left hand up towards the ceiling, and then begin to side bend to the right, creating space in the left side body. So getting a little bit of a QL stretch here as well. Now keep this twist. We want to keep the left shoulder stacked on top of the right. So we really don't have to bend so far to get a nice deep stretch here. You can almost think like you're creating a very large half circle traveling from your left hand all the way down to your right foot. Flex your toes as if your right toes were energetically reaching up towards your left hand. Hold for another deep breath in and exhale, release. Now twist to the right, facing your right leg. And coming into a hamstring stretch, begin to fold over your right leg. Go as far as you can here. If your right knee is slightly bent, that's also okay. Let the spine round and the head drop completely. With each breath in, think about finding a little more length in your spine. And with each breath out, think about sinking a little deeper into this pose. Observe the sensations occurring in your low back, in your hamstrings, in your inner thigh. Good. And slowly crawl your way out of your fold. And let's switch legs. Extend your left leg long and bend at your right knee, connecting the sole of your foot with your inner thigh. Twist to the right, grab a hold of your right knee with your left hand, and reach your right hand straight up to the ceiling. When you're ready, begin to side bend to the left, as if your right fingertips are trying to grab a hold of your left toes. Keep your left toes flexed, as if they were trying to reach up and tap your right fingertips. This pose can be quite intense, so don't feel the need to go past your limit. Stay in a place that is equally comfortable and sensational. Then gently release, twist to the left, facing your left thigh, and begin to walk your hands towards your left foot. Let the spine round and the head drop. Stay here and breathe deeply. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Slowly begin to crawl your way out of this pose, lifting back up into a tall seat. Now from here, bend at both knees. Connect the soles of your feet and let the knees come out to the sides for butterfly. Bring your feet as close to your pelvic floor as is comfortable for you. This is going to vary person to person. Some of us like a little more space here, and some of us like to bring the feet right up. When you're ready, grab a hold of your feet, lengthen your spine, take a breath in, and exhale, begin to fold the torso forward in between the legs. Reach your chest towards your feet. Go as far as you can. Energetically work your knees towards the ground. And you can also bring your elbows to your shin bones to help press them downwards. For some of us, that's going to feel really nice in the hips and in the low back. Maintain a steady breath here. Just like before, with every exhale, try to find a little more depth in this pose. Nice. Slowly roll yourself back up into a tall seat. With your hands, connect your knees and make your way onto your back. We're going to move through some twists. Lay down on your left side, keeping your knees bent with your head resting on your left arm. Reach your right hand directly in front of you, then lift it up overhead and wrap it around to the right, coming into a twist, and then come back to your starting position the same way you entered. We're going to keep moving through that as you inhale, rotate around into your twist. As you exhale, come back into your starting position, laying on your side. Keep going. Inhale, rotate around, come into your twist. Exhale, come back around. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, come back around. You can move through this as slowly as you would like to. Inhale, open up into your twist. Exhale, come back around. Nice. Now from here, we'll switch sides. Roll over onto your right side. Rest your head on your lower arm. Reach your left hand in front of your chest. With an inhale, reach the left arm up and around, coming into a twist, opening all the way. And exhale, come back around. Now continue moving at your own pace. Start to find your own rhythm and feel free to even slow down this exercise and hold yourself in your twist for a few extra moments. Good, just a few more rounds here. Last one. Inhale, open it up into your twist. Exhale, bring it back. Roll over onto your back and draw your knees into your chest one last time. Give a gentle rock from side to side, massaging your low back, massaging your sacrum, your SI joints. Letting the weight of your legs press your pelvis into the ground. Then bring your hands to the tops of your knees and bring your knees to stack your hips. Straightening out your arms. Shift a little weight side to side here. Draw a few circles with the knees. Just give yourself one final release to your low back. Relax the muscles in the legs, the shoulders, the arms. Relax the muscles in the core. Take one final deep breath in here. And then exhale, gently release, come down onto your back. Extend your legs long and release your hands to the ground with the palms facing up on either side of you. For our final exercise, begin to tense every muscle in your body. Squeeze the toes, your hands, your legs, your thighs, your arms, your core, your glutes, your chest, your face, everything tense, tense, tense. Take a deep breath in and exhale, release. Let the body rest peacefully on the ground and let go of every last bit of tension. Relax the muscles in your face, shoulders, arms. Relax the muscles in your chest, your core, your glutes, your low back. Relax the muscles in your thighs, hips, knees, calves. Relax the muscles in your feet and the tips of your toes. Everything relaxes here. And for the next few minutes, we'll be here taking rest in our final pose, Shavasana. Slowly invite your awareness back into your body. Notice your hands and your feet. When you're ready, begin to invite some gentle movements back into them. Wiggling the toes, wiggling the fingers, rolling out the wrists and ankles. When you're ready, reach your arms overhead, point your toes, take a deep breath in, full body stretch. And a deep breath out to release. Roll over to the side. Rest your head on your lower arm like a pillow. And keeping the eyes closed, press up into a comfortable seat. Rest your palms on your thighs and sit up tall. Take a moment here to observe how your body feels. Noticing your low back, your hips, your core. Observe what has changed since the beginning of class. Take time to acknowledge your accomplishments, acknowledge all the hard work you've put in, and thank yourself for showing up today. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you back on your mat next week for another class.